If people are non-stop attacking, your defensive awareness is lacking. Let me teach you how to give these mashes a smacking. With the great Goxaraxis backing. Subscribe! Is this you? Is this your experience of Combat League? Is this what happened to you on the daily? Well, I'm going to give you some answers for this, because this is a common question. Ah, Foxy, how do I deal with mashes? Well, I'm going to tell you how to deal with mashes. Right, just watch this video. I'll sort you out. Alright, since we've got Sub-Zero here, he's a character who's fastest, let's say mid. Obviously it's a low, but like, effectively we're using it as a mid, because it's something that will stop mashing. It's 13 frames, right? So it's not going to work if we want to instantly counter poke. So let's get Scorpion to do that. Boom, see it trades. 13, Scorpion's down -7, it's minus 6 on block. So it should trade. So no one's really winning there. I think even Scorpion might win that exchange. Yeah, see, it's not, you're not getting anything off of that. But what you can do with a character like Sub-Zero, who's got a low, you don't even need a low. You can do this for characters with mids at the same speed. You let them do their first one, and then do the backdash, and then do your attack. Alright, so if they are truly mashing, they'll just die for this. So you give them the space to do it, and now you get yourself a full combo if you are capable of executing the combo. Which I can't. But yeah, boom. See, got yourself way more damage than you would have got just for trading, basically, and way more advantage. So that's one option you got. Okay, and here we have Nightwolf. The same strategy, just a different normal. It's not the same speed as Sub-Low, but you see the principle. You just let them whiff the poke into space, then you punish the poke while it's whiffing. Easy mode, really, but you have to know that they're poking. That's probably the strongest option against mashing, but it's not always going to work. Depends on the poke the other character's got. Scorpion's down one sort of like a medium range poke. So most of the time you can escape it, but there will be some pokes that you can't just walk out of as easily as that. Okay, so this option is the most basic level of all Mortal Kombat, right? So you block their poke, you do yours. Alright, that's pretty much how it works, because if you block their poke, you're at advantage. So you get to do yours before they can do theirs again. And what happens if you get your hit, and they try and poke again, they get hit, because you're at advantage. Baseline Mortal Kombat, MK101. And here we have Kung Lao doing the exact same example of the Nightwolf. Boom. See, like he gets his down 3 before Scorpion gets to poke again. And then of course you can go into whatever you want after that. Like you could go for a grab attempt, you can go for your string attempt. Basically you turn it into a mix up at that point. And also Lao has the same option as the first thing I showed. Boom. Boom. Alright. And whatever you're going to do. So this just shows that the theory applies across multiple characters. Right, so another option we have here is reversal grab against someone mashing low pokes. So in MK, when you grab someone, it's technically a high, but there's a scenario where it turns into like a special mid, because if they're mashing pokes at disadvantage, so the grab comes out in 10 frames, most pokes are normally like 7, and they're more than -4, which means that your grab should come out first, and it will catch the poke. So, watch. And if you know what way they're poking, or what button they're pressed to poke, you can throw them in the opposite direction that poke would tech, if that makes sense. So down 1 and down 3 would both naturally tech a backwards throw. So what you want to do is you want to throw them forwards. This is 2 reasons. 1, you could get an escape failed, so if they escape failed, then you've got a crush and blow set up. And 2, you don't want them to take the throw by accident. But you could also use that as information, knowing that they're mashing or teching, and use an auto shimmy at another time, but that's just another thing, that's another layer. So yeah, throws, they beat poke mash. You just need to know what way to throw them. Forward for down 1 and down 3, backwards for down 2 and down 4. That's pretty much it at a basic level. Okay, and here's just a quick example showing Melina doing the same thing but with a command grab. It's better with a command grab because they just can't tech it, but if they're mashing, they're pretty much guaranteed to eat it. Right, boom. Obviously, this comes with its own risk of getting down 2 KB'd. However, there are also characters that don't run the risk of getting down 2 KB'd for their reversal grab. Robocop's got mid command grab. It's 11 frames. It's faster than the second poke possibly come out, so that immediately puts Scorpion in a guessing scenario. Another example of the same thing is Collector. He's got a command grab, comes out in 10 frames. It's too fast for the second poke of Scorpion to come out, so he's put straight in a guessing scenario. The reason why this is a guessing scenario is, so let's say he does that, okay, you command grab him, that's 10 frames, but at the same time, Collector has something like this, which is also 10 frames, so that's the other option to deal with mashers. Say you're playing a character that's got, I'd say 9 frame, 10 frame, 11 frame mids. They're all pretty good for counter poking against mashers like this. So that Scorpion's doing down 1, Collector's back 2 is 10 frames. It's not possible for him to get that second down 1 out. It's just going to crush it, right? And obviously when you do that, you get some damage. MK101. So that's another option. That's a strong option. That's probably one of the more common options you're going to see against people poking, is they wait for your poke and then they just press their mid, take their turn using a fast mid. That's your option basically. Being a character with a fast mid is all well and good, but that's not the majority of characters in this game. A lot of characters don't have that luxury, but what they do have are things like down 4s that push back on block. So let's say by some miracle, the Scorpion players started to confirm his pokes. So like he's telling if his down 1 is hit, and he's telling if it's blocked and blocking afterwards. So that he does that, boom, blocks, right? Okay, so he's blocking, you want to take a turn, but you don't want to do something that's going to leave you in danger if they happen to block it, but you do want to take a turn that will give you something if it hits. So what you do is you use your down 4, pushes you back, right? So now down 1s don't reach, like both of our down 1s miss. So he's got to take a bigger commitment to do something to get back in. This is probably your safest bet. Obviously you could be punished by flawless blocks from certain characters. Not every character can punish those down 4s though. It depends on the matchup. You'll have to look into that yourself. But down 4, good option. Keeps you at range. Reduces the threat of counter attack a bit. Here we have Shao Kahn showing the exact same principle. He's going to use his down 4 to open up the space again. See, down 4 misses, down 1 misses. You're both relatively in neutral again. Okay, Katana's another one. She's going to block the down 1, do a down 4. Down 4 comes out before a second down 1 could possibly come out. It's going to put her back in space as well, where pretty much everything misses. Obviously down 4 hit there, but it depends on the range you block the down 1 as well. If you block it a little bit further back, more things will miss. You'd have to be, that's noticing fine details and what's happening, but you know, that comes with experience. Yeah, so just know what button your character can press to get that space back. There are also characters with normal strings that do the same effect. So she's got back 1 free, does pretty similar thing, like she's not in range for that, she's not in range for that, and it's only -5. So you do have a bit of freedom to move before they can clear that space. Not every character is going to respect that space. They might have something to clear it immediately, but that's up to you to learn what's going on in that scenario. Right, so all these options are strategically sound. They're good, they're smart, they're low risk, relatively high reward if you get them right. There are also the forbidden options, the ones we don't speak of. Alright, so these ones I wouldn't really use as a crutch because it's just not logical to use them. You could do things like flawless block their second poke. Okay, there's that. Or you could also fatal blow their second poke. See, there's no point in doing either of these things. The reason for that is because you've blocked their first poke, it's your turn. So take your turn to do something that's higher reward with lower risk. There's a bigger risk with doing fatal blow because they could just be smart and block, which is what they should be doing. And I know it'd be a miracle to say that they'd be blocking, but they could do, right? You just take that as a possibility. It's not very small, but it's a possibility. And doing flawless block, again, there's no point, because one, you can't guarantee the second poke. Two, you'd need to be like have ridiculous timing to know when that poke is coming. Three, it's not exactly good on your resources. Like, you're spending one offensive bar and one defensive bar just to do that. You may as well just either poke them, backdash, or throw them, or whatever. One of those other options. They'll work for you better than that. So yeah, that's my rundown of what to do against your stereotypical Combat League down one mashy Scorpion. If you've got any questions about what I've said, obviously just comment. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. And if there's any other topics you want me to talk about, same thing, just leave a comment, and I'll see if I can go over it in another video. Alright, nice one, people. Cheers for watching. Now, my students, go. With this knowledge, let the digital violence flow. With each beatdown, Dr. Araxasaxus will know, and his response will be... Damn, bro!